What's up, y'all? We are back in the kitchen today making a delicious jambalaya. A buddy of mine called me up last week and they're coming in for the St. Patrick's Day parade, and he wanted me to make them a jambalaya that they can take back with them to Florida and enjoy for a few days. So I'm going to do a video and showcase how anybody can do this. We are preparing a delicious jambalaya made with chicken, andouille sausage, and regular smoked sausage. This is a family tradition for us. We do it we used to do it a lot more than we do now, but it's loved by everybody. I've been cooking jambalaya. I think I bought my 6-gallon cast iron pot when I was 18 years old, and I've been doing it ever since for functions and friends and New Year's and stuff like that. But it's awesome. It tastes delicious. There will not be one tomato in this jambalaya. I don't like a red jambalaya that you get at some weddings. This is a Cajun jambalaya. So what I'm going to do is get started with some of the prep and show you what we're going to put. Now this is 6 gallons of jambalaya we're making. It's a 6-gallon pot, and when we're finished, it will be filled to the top. So we have 18 chicken thigh quarters that we've already seasoned these with some Zatarain's, just regular Creole seasoning. The thing about making jambalaya is you want to add all these different layers of seasoning. So we have an andouille sausage that has a totally different flavor than a smoked sausage. We only have 1 pound of this that we're going to add, and we're going to quarter it up real small so that all the flavor in this gets into the jambalaya. We're also bringing it to another level. We are going to smoke the chicken thighs. And when we do that, when we make our stock with our chicken thighs, all that smoky flavor and richness is going to be incorporated into the jambalaya. We have 5 large bell peppers, 3 pounds of yellow onions, 2 garlic, 2 green onions, 2 things of Italian parsley, and we're going to use this whole bunch of celery on this recipe. So join me outside on the smoker. Let's get this thing going. So our smoker warmed up to about 230 degrees. We're going to go ahead and add this chicken to it to get it going. We're not going to fully cook the chicken in here. We're just going to cook it until we think it's got a good amount of smoke in the meat. Because we're going to come back and finish this, we're going to boil it and make some stock. And this would be the most time-consuming part of making the whole dish, is having to cut all of this stuff up. So we're going to go ahead and get to work on it. We're not going to bore you sitting there chopping each piece, so we'll get back with you when it's done. Alright, now that we got all our veggies cut up, we're going to start cutting up some of our smoked sausage and andouille. This is 3 pounds of double D smoked sausage and 1 pound of Salvo's andouille. Okay, the smoked sausage I like to cut up in small round circles. Pretty thin. You want to try to get a piece in every bite, so we cut it up pretty thin like this. And then for the andouille, oh, lost one. For the andouille, to get the maximum flavor out of this meat, we're going to cut it in half and we're going to quarter it. It doesn't have to be perfect, but we're going to quarter it. That way when it's in our pot, all of these flavors are going to come out of this, and it's going to make for a phenomenal jambalaya. So that's how we're going to cut that. All right, we've got all of our sausage chopped up. We quartered the andouille and we just cut the smoked into rounds. And the reason why I do this is to get the maximum flavor out of the andouille and to guarantee every scoop of jambalaya you get at least some kind of meat in it, because it is 5 pounds of rice. So what I've done, the green onions and the parsley, I'll add to the pot last. After the rice is cooked, we'll add that to the pot. All the other vegetables are going to go in right after the sausage. So on cooking jambalaya in big scales like this, I used to use a Mardi Gras cup and measure out the rice, and it's 2 parts of stock per 1 cup of rice. But we're doing it different today. So I have this measuring thing, and it's about 2 1/4 quarts of rice, which is 5 pounds. So we're going to add the liquid to this pot, a little bit over double that, because we're going to get some evaporation in here. But we're going to go ahead and add liquid to it, and we'll get the chicken off the grill and start boiling it. I don't want to add too much water because it's really going to dilute the stock. If I make too much stock, the flavors aren't going to be that concentrated, and I have to waste the stock or use it for something else. But if we use the right amount of water, maybe triple the amount of water, and then we'll let most of that water evaporate to get to the number that we need to be. Roughly 4 1/2 quarts of stock is what we need. Water. We're going to go ahead and add this to our pot. And start to boil. Man, I wish y'all could smell this right now. The smoke is penetrated in this meat. They're not edible yet. It did not reach the 165-degree temperature internally, but we got a very good deep smoke on this. Some of the fat's rendering down already, and this is just going to make for a phenomenal stock that's at another level. If you buy stock from a store that's already made, you're really buying a little chicken flavored water. This is going to have a lot of flavor. Let's add this to the pot. Even though we're not boiling yet, we're going to get this thing going. I mean, look at that color on there. I just want to eat it right now. If you do it in a smaller pot, just make sure you taste everything and get the water right before you add the rice. Because whatever your water's flavored at is how your jambalaya is going to taste. Get all that goodness into there. Ooh, smelling good. Alright, we've already removed the chicken from the pot. It smells amazing. You could smell the smoke smell coming out of this stock. So what we're going to do now is give it a little taste. We want this, the rice is going to taste pretty much exactly how this stock tastes, because the rice is just going to absorb this. So we want to give it a little taste just to make sure that it's got the flavor that we want. It's almost perfect. But I am going to add a little bit of this. This is just like better than bouillon. It's bouillon cubes, but it's a powder. So I'm going to add about a tablespoon of this, or maybe a half tablespoon, just to add another level of flavor. You have to be careful with this stuff. This stuff is full of sodium, and it will make your whole jambalaya a lot saltier. So we're not adding any table salt to this recipe at all. So I think this is ready to go. Now we're going to have to take this chicken here, and we're going to have to pull the skin off of it and take all the bones out and debone it. So we'll do that, and then we'll meet you by the jambalaya pot. We cleaned the pot earlier real well with oil, and we're heating it up. If you can see the inside of it, I mean, it's shining like a mirror. We'll go ahead and start adding some stuff to this. The first thing you want to add is your smoked sausage. This is the andouille and smoked sausage. We're going to put that in there. And the object of this is you want to get that sausage browned off a little bit. How'd you do it? Get out of here. And if y'all buy a cast iron pot, guys, you need to get one of these with the curve on it, because it'll glide down on the curvature of that pot, and you can really get in there, and if you get any sticking, it'll just grab it right up off the bottom. So while we're letting this go, so we're going to let this go until it's brown, and then I'll show you what's next. You can see that sausage is starting to get brown. And a little bit darker than that. Then we'll add our veggies. Alright, we finally got it to the right consistency here, the right brownness. And we'll go ahead and add these veggies. That's the love there. The Holy Trinity. You want to get your spoon all the way underneath that sausage and get those vegetables down on the bottom so they can start cooking. All the ingredients in this pot roughly cost around $75. We had 4 packs of chicken thighs, the onions, the bell pepper. The bell peppers are like 99 cents each. We needed 5 of them. The sausage, andouille. But $75, this pot will feed roughly 45 people, 45 hungry people. Y'all are gonna see, this is gonna cook down, but y'all are gonna see what it looks like after the rice swells up. It will be all the way to the top of this pot.
Ready for another beer?
Oh, absolutely I am. You know it always comes out better when I drink a little beer. good and cold. So, I don't know if anybody's been to a wedding or, uh-oh, the wind's picking up. We got a storm coming in tomorrow, but I don't know if anybody's ever been to a wedding where they serve a jambalaya and it looks like they put ketchup in it. It's pink, it's red, it has no flavor. It's just pretty much rice and ketchup to me. This is a Cajun jambalaya. This is a browning seasoning that you put on roast before you put it in the oven. It's called kitchen bouquet. This is a very important ingredient in my jambalaya that I always use. I'm going to use about half of this container. But it makes for the darkest, the more you put in, the darker it'll get. But you don't want it to get too dark. But it just makes for a delicious, dark looking jambalaya. So I'll pour about half of this in there. And as you can see, that browning seasoning is already starting to turn all the vegetables dark. It coats them. It just makes for another level of flavor that I was talking about in the beginning. I mean, anybody can throw a bunch of chicken water in a pot and some sausage and make a rice dish that doesn't have that much flavor. This, we're really going for flavor. I mean, that's looking pretty already. You hear that good sizzle down there, that's what you want to hear. That brown seasoning is actually doing its job. It's soaking into those sweated vegetables. Everything's getting a little softer. I am going to add a handful of this Zatarain's Creole seasoning. About that much. We don't want to overpower, maybe a little bit more. We don't want to overpower this and make it too salty. We added that, and also no jambalaya is complete without Lee and Perrin. Just, I don't know, a couple jiggers of that. You can already smell the flavors really coming through. With that Worcestershire sauce. I apologize, y'all. It's getting dark on us. We definitely don't want to rush this part. We want these vegetables to get good and soft. Nobody wants to bite into a jambalaya and have a crunchy vegetable in there. At least I don't. I like everything to get good and sweated down. We got the fire pretty hot right now on a medium high heat, and we keep moving it around. Alright, now that these vegetables are good and soft, we're going to go ahead and add our stock. Remember, this is a little over twice the amount of water because we're going to let it cook down a little bit. Alright, now that it's come back up to a boil, we're going to add our smoked chicken. I don't know how much meat we actually have in here, but it's at least 6 pounds of sausage and probably if I had to guess, about 3 pounds. This is chicken thighs. Now you know, after adding that chicken, that we could add a little roux to this and make the most delicious chicken and sausage gumbo. But we're not doing that today. We are making a jambalaya. Okay, we got it back up to a good rolling boil. If you're a professional, you can use regular rice. This is parboiled rice. It's very forgiving. You don't want to use regular rice unless you really know what you're doing, because you will have like mashed potatoes in here. So we're going to stir this parboiled rice in. This is 5 pounds of rice. Going to get it back up to a rolling boil, and we are going to put our lid on for the recommended time. On the labeling of the rice, it calls for 20 minutes. Put our lid on, and we're going to lower our flame to almost, we're going to lower that flame all the way down to almost nothing, because that cast iron pot's going to hold that heat, and it's going to continue to cook that rice with just a little flame like that. And the only other important thing about making this is don't open this lid for 20 minutes. Like your mama used to say, don't open the lid on the rice. Well, that's what my mama used to say. Don't open the lid on the rice for 20 minutes. All right, y'all. I don't know if you can hear the crickets in the background or not, but it got dark on us. I got off of work about 5:30. Here it is about 8 o'clock. With this time change got me, I guess. But it's been 20 minutes. It's time to take the lid off. So I'm going to show you what it looks like. Ooh, look at that. Somebody come look at that. All right, before we stir anything up, we're going to add our green onions, fresh parsley, and I don't know why I do this. My brother always did it. We add 1 stick of butter. And the reason why we do that is to make it moist and smooth. But we're going to start stirring this around. Incorporate everything. Oh God, it smells. It just smells phenomenal. We got a little extra water in the bottom. That's no big deal. That will absorb into the rice. We do not want to have all this water evaporate and have the bottom burn on it. That's why we do it like this. It just smells so good right now. A quick little sample. I just want to taste and make sure the rice is done. It is perfect. Perfect. No bite at all. Nice and soft. That butter and that parsley and that green onion just disintegrated in this pot. But when I talk about levels of cooking and layering the cooking, it just adds a really good flavor at the end, getting a little hint of that green onion and that fresh parsley without it boiling to oblivion. And it's really absorbing the rest of that moisture in there, and it's cooling down and doing its thing. But look how creamy that is. It's not dry, nothing stuck to the bottom, nothing sticking together. That's why it's so important to have this curved spatula to keep everything moving right. But we're gonna go plate this up and we'll see y'all inside. There's nothing that goes better with jambalaya than fried chicken. What you think?
Delicious. That is so good. As always.
Right away I taste a little bit of the smoke and the freshness of the parsley. I mean, guys, y'all gotta get you a jambalaya pot and get out there and cook this. I'm telling you, this is restaurant style jambalaya. You're not gonna find it like this anywhere. Till next time, we'll see you in the kitchen or we'll see you on the water. If you like the contents that we provide, please like and subscribe to the video. It helps us grow our channel. Thanks.
Jam up.
Look at that.
Nothing left.
Huh?
Nothing left. All of this left.
I'm glad you liked it, man. I enjoyed cooking it for you.
When it's good, you don't care.
Licking the spoon.
That's good.